America's modern-day classroom is one of the most culturally diverse educational settings in comparison to other countries. This is due to the influx of immigrants and the different cultures they bring to America every day to experience the American dream or to escape their own country. Due to this influx into America, the classroom is more diverse, both culturally and racially, than ever before. The current dilemma that all teachers must face is how multicultural education and culturally relevant pedagogy can be used to increase student interest in the classroom, but more specifically, in social studies. Multicultural education refers to any form of education or teaching that incorporates the histories, texts, values, beliefs, and perspectives of people from different cultural backgrounds. Culturally relevant pedagogy, however, is considered to fall under the umbrella of multicultural education. This form of pedagogy is defined as a student-centered approach to teaching which focuses on the student's cultural strengths and backgrounds. These strengths are then used to help the teacher develop strategies that will best help the student achieve. A large amount of research has been conducted on both multicultural education and culturally relevant pedagogy and how it benefits the students in the classroom. Milner discusses that in order to bridge the gap with students, one must include 4 characteristics in their multicultural teaching. The 4 characteristics include building relationships as a precursor to instruction, teaching as mission and responsibility, remembering race and community, and moving beyond materialism in one's teaching. Milner also emphasizes that student interest is built upon socio-political consciousness. Socio-political consciousness refers to the ideal that a person must be aware of their society and understand the role that they play in said society. Milner also discusses that student interest heavily relies upon the use of different instructional techniques that can be found in multicultural education, and how culturally relevant teaching is one of these strategies. Ford concludes from her research that multicultural education is not just for students who are culturally diverse, but for all students because everyone needs to develop knowledge and appreciation for other cultures. By developing this awareness amongst the students, a sense of community is fostered in the classroom. By creating community in the classroom, students will be more willing to participate and share their knowledge on the topics being discussed and interact with their peers. Overall, the sense of community that can be developed from culturally relevant teaching and multicultural education helps to heighten the level of interest that the students will have in the classroom. Moore states that student interest is increased during the use of multicultural education through communication with both the students and parents. By asking the students and parents about their expectations for cultural responsiveness in the classroom, the teacher shows that their opinions are valued. Interest and participation will rise for both parents and students once they are shown that what they believe matters to classroom instruction. Banks and Banks research shows that multicultural education is not made up of just content integration, but also equity pedagogy, the knowledge construction and production process, prejudice reduction, and social structure. Equity pedagogy is defined as teaching strategies and classroom environments that help students from diverse backgrounds attain the knowledge, skills, and attitudes needed to function effectively within a just, humane, and democratic society. By incorporating equity pedagogy in one's teaching, teachers are able to help students develop into quality people who will be able to make contributions in society. Also, through the use of the knowledge construction and production process, the students are taught to make evaluations and relate to other ideas and perspectives rather than look for a single answer. By implementing this into the classroom, the students will learn to become more independent thinkers and learn how to justify themselves. This will in turn raise student interest in the classroom because it allows the students to develop their own thoughts rather than having to accept the thoughts and ideals of others. two key ways to increase student interest in the classroom is by using multicultural text and incorporating multicultural lessons or units. When implementing multicultural text into the classroom, it is important that the text be accurate and relevant to the students. A beneficial series of text that could be used to increase student interest is the Steck Vaughn Stories of America series. This is a 22-book collection which has been broken down into 4 different parts. The 4 collections of books explore famous men and women who joined forces to make a difference, conquered overwhelming obstacles, and bravely lived and suffered for their convictions. A broad representation of cultures, ethnic groups, and both genders make this series an excellent source for multicultural studies. Another useful text to incorporate into the classroom is All Kinds of Children by Norma Simon. This book depicts the differences between other people groups and races, but also shows the common traits that all people share, such as the need for food and clothes and the need to be loved. This book would be beneficial to use in the classroom because it points out the like traits that all human beings share no matter the cultural background. Multicultural education must also take place during actual instruction as well. By teaching culturally relevant and diverse materials, students will be more interested in learning about topics that pertain to their specific people group rather than something that has nothing to do with them as a person. When creating multicultural lessons or units, there are many different topics that lessons can be created on. One unit that could be developed is a unit on the journey of African Americans. This unit would entail teaching about the capture, the journey to America, the enslavement, and the escape to freedom that African Americans experienced long ago. Another unit that could be created is the effects of World War II. This unit could focus on the struggles that the Jewish population faced, the displacement of Jewish people in foreign countries around the world, and the placement of Asian Americans in internment camps. In conclusion, student interest can be raised when teaching social studies if multicultural education and culturally relevant pedagogies are implemented during the teaching process. Students wish to think for themselves and become their own person. They wish to learn about materials that pertain to them, and they want to explore their own options. By implementing a multicultural education into the classroom, students will be provided with just that. And by using this type of teaching, the students will be better prepared for the real world and the decisions that come with it.